Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Monday for the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we answer the news
We
and
answer
also
that
ask
news.
you
We answer the news.
and also ask you the questions.
Yes.
We talk about the news that we care about, and we also answer questions that you sent to us.
Exactly.
But sometimes we slip, we slip and slide in different directions.
Yeah.
We change it up. You know what it is? It's Monday night. It's news. It's questions.
Yeah, sometimes
it's
we're
a revolving
structured,
door of
sometimes
different
it's a
people.
mess.
Just when you
Sometimes-
think you've got the answers, I change the questions. Roddy Piper.
Sometimes you think the DJ is turning the tables, but the tables were on
He
the
just-
dance floor already.
Yep, he flipped the table.
He flipped the table. But right now, thank you everyone for coming by, providing
Thanks.
the questions from our Discord and all the other good things. We're gonna just chit chat, catch up. I haven't seen a Steve's in a little bit. The Steve's had some things to celebrate. He finally went number one by himself, without any supervision. Really good,
All by myself.
all by himself. So, Steve,
This,
Josh,
and this many.
how you been? What's your weekend been like? What's going on? What's going on? Fill us in.
Yeah, Steve's, fill us in.
Okay, you got it. Hey, I am now a 42-year-old Steve's.
You
Yeah.
look a day over 45.
Thanks,
That's an
Kevin
old
Hart.
bitch. No, just
Thanks,
kidding.
Kevin Hart, Josh, over there. Damn, I'm sorry. Yeah, 42. It feels the same as 41. The knees still make clicking sounds. That's fine. No big deal. Basically, when your birthday is kind of close to your wedding anniversary, you don't go too hard when you're 42. Went and saw Bad Boys, Ride or Die, which I'll go into more detail later in the show. What? I was going into more detail.
It's that movie and another franchise we'll talk about that I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
cool, we'll talk about it.
Don't do the melting Nazi face in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Don't do that.
The melting Nazi face and Raiders of the Lost Ark is like,
you did this. Anyway, so saw that, and then for anniversary, we went to Santa Cruz for
Santa
the
Cruz.
weekend. Usually Monterey. Saint Cruz, Saint of the Cruz. We usually do go to Monterey, but we switched it up this year for our 15th, so we went to Santa Cruz. We've been to the boardwalk plenty of times, so we kind of focused primarily on downtown and Panther Beach, which is a little bit out of Santa Cruz. The only time we made it to the pier was for the Mackay Island Grill, which was fantastic. But otherwise, it was great. It was cool to experience the downtown scene in Santa Cruz. We always see it on the way out or the way in. So it was cool to actually be a part of the downtown life, which is very nice.
What's it
was very
like?
nice. It's
Is
nice.
it like hot yuppies who are like married, or is it like
No.
hoes like me who are like trying to get in the dirty? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. Lots of into the earth. Let's go surfing while we're wearing some puka shells and flowing clothes.
Suh,
flip-flops.
bruh.
Putting our private parts into the earth, kind of people.
Almost there. Caps like these, if you're on camera, so because stuff like that. You know.
Oh, did you get that
Shots,
from the?
I
thing?
did.
But you didn't get an adapter for your headphones to work in the.
No, because the look, the swag is more important when the show hits. Okay, you got to know that. I'm all about the presentation, Tom. I'm the writer and the talent.
He's got a really nice microphone, pro level radio, but
Yes.
So wait, if you're the talent
Yes.
and the
garage
writer,
sale headphones.
Yes. Yeah.
if you're the talent and the writer and the talent don't show up, I
Yeah.
guess there's no show.
Exactly.
But somehow there was a show last week.
Yeah. That was practice.
So what
right?
does that make you?
No, I mean the talent. You guys are the talent. The headphone, the nice mic, garage sale headphones. It's called balance. It's called staying balanced.
Balance,
not getting
force.
too above.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
If it's too much on one side, it's like Johnny Depp in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I got to go into the kitchen and kill the chef to keep balance. That's what it is.
Okay.
A random Robert Rodriguez pull right there. Sorry. Santa Cruz is great. It was fantastic. Got a nice hat.
any recs for anyone that potentially might be going on a trip? What to do? What to taste? What to eat?
Abbott Square Market is fantastic. It's a little square that's got like 7 different restaurants inside it. Maybe pizza.
You said a little square.
It's a big square for people to attend. Where you've got like there's Pizza La Buffalo, which the pizza's fantastic. Front and Cooper has some amazing cocktails there. Nice garlic fries from Belly Goat Burgers, and they got like live entertainment. Thursday to Sunday, I think there was a live DJ. There was a live band on Friday. Rosie McCann's Irish Pub. I always dig an authentic looking Irish pub. This was one of them. They even had Celtic music, live Celtic music playing inside, like an 8-person
band. That was Celtic.
No, that's basketball. 8-person Celtic band playing music. It felt the way an Irish pub should feel. And of course I had Guinness and Irish nachos, which are just nachos, but instead of chips, it's potato wedges. It was great.
Yeah. Because chips are called crisps.
Crisps. That's right. Also, Mackay Island Grill, not on downtown. It's over on the pier at the end of the boardwalk, or the entrance of the boardwalk, depending which end you enter. But the long pier that goes out, Mackay Island Grill and Groggery, great Polynesian food.
Grill and Groggery?
Island Kitchen and Groggery, which is a term used for a bar room.
Do they serve grog?
No, it's just a term used for bar rooms. They want to say brewery. This is Groggery. Don't get mad at Mackay. You can talk to them.
I'm not getting mad. I would like to try grog once in my life without me making that piece of shit.
There was not a bad spot in Santa. Oh, Zachary's is great for breakfast. There's another one for you.
Zachary Snyder's?
Just Zachary's. Zachary apostrophe S. I don't think they're connected. Maybe. Don't know. No, for sure.
He's got a cut in there somewhere.
They've been around 40 years. Maybe. I don't know.
I think he's about that old.
Yeah, he started it. He was 10 when he started it. So I did not have a bad spot.
He is the blueprint. You know that.
There you go.
You've heard that before.
Enjoyed it all there. So there are my recommendations for Santa Cruz. The downtown life.
Josh, how about you? What you been up to?
What have I been up to? I've just been living my life.
No.
I know life is good. My writing class, I had the last class Thursday, and that was great. Everybody that I'm in the class with, we're starting a writers group, so that's cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna start submitting my writing to different websites to see what happens. Had some cool VO wins happening, which is, I said it last week, like previous game directs had games that I'm in, which is kind of cool. But the Nintendo one had one that I didn't expect, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm in that game. But
nice.
it's just cool to be in I don't know. I'm celebrating. It's kind of a cool, like, hey,
Hear
this
your
is
voice
neat.
somewhere. Yeah.
It's like I'm not in those trailers, but it's like I know that I'm in that game, and I'm like, oh, wow, hey, that's cool. That's a thing. It's like when I heard a trailer that I mixed in a movie theater. It's like, or seeing a movie that I'm in the movie theater. It's like, you know, those milestones that you're like, oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It's proof. It's proof you did a thing.
Yeah, I did.
What was that, Steve's? You point at yourself. Oh, because you're doing the.
The pursuit happened. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Validation. I love validation.
Yeah. I was like, Steve, what the fuck are you? I was like, what did you guys work at?
Josh and I quite.
Because Josh was like, when I get to see myself, and then Steve's went this. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Otherwise, just living life. The garden's going. I've
nice.
I've got a good tomato plant, got some broccoli, got different kinds of peppers, my first Brussels sprouts. I've got cucumbers, watermelon, some corn, some artichokes, some herbs. Yeah, so but not to get into like the weird like small talk conversation, but what the fuck, man? Last week we were in the 60s and 70s, and like now we're just like it's just over the weekend the universe or the weather went.
Nothing worse than leaving 68-degree Santa Cruz and getting into the Central Valley and it's 101.
Yeah. I had to put up shades
I know.
over stuff.
It's when it's 98 degrees all day and then it's 103 degrees at night and there's a fire in the hills. That's
coughing.
There it is.
Coughing.
There it is. What about you, Tom? How about you, Tom?
Tom. Yeah, point the camera. Yeah. Tom.
Fuck happened?
What the fuck happened, Tom? You I'm sorry. I think you've had some like nice openings of things or things being premiered. If I were to be
not premiere, but
like I stalk your Instagram stories, you know.
Some films, one film that was in a theater. We talked about that last week. It's okay.
Oh, well,
the talented writer wasn't here,
but I'm here now. Okay, they can watch again. Previously, Nerd On.
Previously on Lost.
Yeah, it was at a film festival. The cool thing is that I had been to this theater to watch a lot of my friends have films played in that theater before. It was at a film festival actually I had been in before, and it's like weird because like it's one of those things like when you realize your parents are just people, then you're like, oh man, and then you're an adult, and you're like, oh, you're not that smart, and you're like, oh, like
parents are not people.
What the fuck did you do?
Yeah,
and then
parents.
But the same thing, like when you go to like when you realize like teachers are like also just adults, you're just like, oh, you're fucking stupid too.
Well,
and then like everywhere you go, you're just like, oh, all of you guys have diarrhea. You have shitty family fucking dynamics.
People are gonna people, man. People are gonna people.
People
it's not like
shit.
It's not ever like it's not like everyone's bad, but it's just like when you realize like, oh, people who set up a film festival are just human beings. There's not like this committee that sits on this high board and blah blah. Like, they're like, oh, you constructed this thing and you've been successful in your field. When it comes down to like, oh, coordinating this all, it's like, oh, you're just human beings who are trying to figure this shit out. And then all your employees that you have on the day of are all volunteers. With that being said, like I had been to this festival.
I don't fucking
well, it was just like it was fun because like the film festival I had been in before for another film was at another theater, and I was like, oh, blah blah, and like, oh, we're doing it over here. I was like, oh. The fuck? I was like, is this ever the same one? I was like, I think so. I don't know. And then I'm like, oh. And then so I've been seeing a lot of people have their films played at this theater. I'm like, is this theater becoming like this hub for these film festivals? Because in particular in LA, like I feel like either the Egyptian, the Chinese, or like the LA Live are like the theaters that like a lot of film festival theaters like play at. If you're like kind of already got like, if you're like a step above that would be like, if you're indie, but not like so indie that like you're not going to get theatrical releases. Once you're like at that ballpark level and you're like, I mean, theatrical releases, I'm making money off these movies now. You're like, oh, we're at the Vista and the New Beverly. And then like, oh, you're at these like owned theaters, but they're not like, like it's actually built into programming. And like people will be like, go watch this movie, bring it in, some fucking trade outlet's going to do a Q&A. So it's just different things like that. Anyways.
I don't know how it feels like. So I had a movie, one of my first feature films I did. I got to see it at the Egyptian, and like, I don't know how it feels for you, but like as a movie fan, you're like, wow, I worked on something that's being like filmed, like not filmed, but viewed here. It's like this is like it's such a cool. I don't know. It's like I know that I've lived in LA since 2009. And I still get kind of excited when I see all the things where I'm like, isn't it so cool? It's like, wow, this is...
Steve's, what is the movie that's the biopic of Bruce Lee?
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
He goes to the movies 2 times in that film.
Yes.
First time, one reaction. Second time, another reaction. It's one of those 2 reactions, I would say.
It's a good reference.
I will say. As a movie fan, if that's the reference,
that's a good reference.
Like that for me. It's like either you're gonna walk away or you're gonna be like, okay, people like it. So
yeah,
man, I'm not gonna watch the movie again.
I love that movie.
That movie's fantastic.
I love that, but I think about that scene also all the time too, because typically, at least where I sit, there's gonna be someone next to me that's gonna be like looking at me for my reaction. Instead of me reacting. So it's like
reacting to your own film on the screen.
No, how you react to reception. Because how you react to reception often tells a lot of people how they should react.
It's changed the way I view that one classic film he's watching. That first reaction too.
But what else happened? Friend had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then what
Friend?
happened Friday, fucking Friday. Oh, and then I shot some shit over the weekend.
Shot some people. Filmed.
Yeah,
filmed. Sorry.
I know, dude. It's so hard. Like when I tell people, it's like, hey man, you need to shoot this shit yourself. Like, okay, they're gonna go shoot themselves this weekend.
Awesome,
like,
sick.
It's just like, oh god, gotta change the verbiage now.
Love that film terminology.
Yeah. But so yeah, I shot some video footage.
There it is.
Of some people at one of my favorite neighborhoods in LA, because it's like the Fab 40s in Sacramento, so it's nice. I could leave my expensive shit in the car.
Yeah, you're fine. They don't want it. They already have it, or they're not interested.
This $26,000 worth of shit. This is nothing.
That's their. That's a
fart
quarter,
that shit away.
That's a quarter of their car. That's a quarter of the price of their car. Yeah.
And the cool thing is, like, I always like enjoying. I actually enjoy meeting people who are several tax brackets above me, because I'm kind of like, I just want to see who you are and how you are. And it's absolutely Parasite, not in the fucked up shit, but in the oh, you're really nice because there's nothing to do but be nice.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. You got
like, it's not like, oh, I'd be nice too.
I'm content with everything.
You'd be nice too if you could pay your bills.
But cool guy. What else happened? I fucking went to the New Art Theater. Have you guys heard of that in LA? It's fucking dope. It's like near Santa Monica, I think. Ooh. It's like on the west side of LA, so for like maybe like 13 miles away from me. It's beautiful. It's in this like kind of weird neighborhood that you're like, it's off next to the freeway, so like, is it shitty? Is it not? But you go to the theater, there's one theater, it's one screen. Okay. And it's behind the concession stand, and I'm like, when you see movie theaters like that where it's like you walk in, the first thing you see is the concession stand, and then you're like, where are the other screens? Like, there's only one screen. We're only playing one movie here. And you're like, oh shit. It's like that very classic theater experience.
Like it.
That like, I'm like, oh man, this is like what, the Scorsese, Spielberg, Lucas, like this is what they experienced going to the movies was like. You go to the cinema and they're playing one movie. And I went to watch this movie that I don't think is really big or well known, but it apparently was in festivals and all that stuff. And someone had recommended me to watch it. It's called Humanistic Vampire Looking for Suicidal Human, Consenting Suicidal Human. And
I've actually heard the title, but know nothing about it. But I have heard the title before.
You know what? Okay, and I'm gonna say this. I have been known to say that, a movie where the world is not at stake. It feels like maybe nothing happens, but between these two characters, their entire lives will be changed forever. Mm-hmm. That's my movie.
I like those.
That's my fucking movie.
We need more of those.
And that is what this movie is, where it's like, it's a fucking vampire and a suicidal human. And I'm like, oh shit, this is it's like so good. It's so good. Watch that. And then I had a fucking Thai style smash burger.
Ooh.
And that shit fucking rocked.
Intrigued.
I think that might have been the best burger I've ever had in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
That makes me like wonder. Like, that's really interesting. Now that I'm thinking of like the best of like things that you've ever had. Like, I can say I know the best cheesecake I've ever had in my life, and I'm like, there will never be anything that will break it. I'm like, the best burger. I can't think of the best burger I've ever had in my life.
I don't know. Well, I've had lots of good ones.
For all the foodies that might be watching, people might know of Roy Choi.
Yep.
Who did the Kogi truck, and what he really brought to light was how different cuisines, fusion used to be a really like negative term for a long time, and then with Roy Choi, I think it kind of just birthed, because I think also the people leading the charge of fusion were like, I'm Peter Wolfson, and I studied French cuisine, and I lived in the Philippines for a month, and I want to combine French cuisine with Filipino cuisine. And you're like,
go home, you're drunk.
But why?
Do you actually? Yeah, exactly.
But Roy Choi was like, oh, I want to combine. Like he's like, I know, I respect and love LA. And it's like I want to bring in this Korean food with this Mexican food and have like the flavors complement each other in a weird way. It was not like, oh, let's just combine curry with chicken tenders. It's like, but why? You know, they did some research, and this was like, because I had the burger, and you look at the burger, it looks like a regular burger. It's like pickles are on the bottom, and they have this like little sauce on them, smash burger, cheese, fried egg, bun, and you're like, this looks just like a regular burger. But the way they cook the burger and all the Thai flavors, I'm like, oh shit, it's got some spice, it's got some umami, it's got some saltiness.
Made you go umami.
Just umami, baby. I was like, what the fuck? It is crazy. It was crazy, but yeah, it was called Bon Bon Burger. And that shit was crazy. Anyways, nice. Moving on. We've talked a lot about us. Let's talk about the news.
Now we'll go to you with the question. Oh, sorry.
Can I? Because yes. I had no news. Would it be okay if I spoke or brought up some of the news?
The floor is yours.
Sure.
Well, no, because I
have no idea what the fuck you're gonna do, so just do it. That's why I'm like,
I don't pay attention to social media lately. I just been like kind of living in a cave. But there was a piece of news that I was like, two pieces of news that I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. R.I.P. Donald Sutherland.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah. When I read that, I think I was playing Destiny and I was going through my feed and I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
That one hurt.
No. I mean, he was an old man, and you're kind of like,
course.
Oh, I mean, it's bound to happen, but you're like, but still the principle of the matter.
I mean, Dick Van Dyke just also won his Emmy Award, so
yeah,
and still walks like it's nothing.
Old people still walk around us. Yeah. we have old millennial.
Elder millennial still alive.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm 85, kids. So it's like I'm on the cusp.
But yeah, Donald Sutherland. Yeah,
Donald Sutherland. But also, we lost a Major League Baseball like Hall of Famer, Willie Mays. Like that's huge. I mean, he's one of the greatest baseball players that ever lived, and he passed away.
Yep,
that's wild.
My dad has an autographed baseball of Willie Mays amongst other baseball stars on the same baseball. So yeah, I got to meet that guy. I was young.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Before closing out the Donald Sutherland thing, just to make it known, put it on the air, make sure if it ever were to be found and discovered, it should just be remembered that his most probably remembered role for the next generation is going to be was it President Snow from the Hunger Games?
Oh yeah.
And the main reason he took that role is because he absolutely loved the idea of, humans coming together to fight against, this rich monarchy bullshit system and, band together and hated that shit and stood for that shit. And that's why he was like, yeah, I'll fucking embody that shit. So it's like, his son definitely had some great things to say. Kiefer Sutherland.
His Instagram post I just pulled up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to read it for us?
Yeah, I'll read it for you. It's a picture. First off, everyone's a picture of a young Donald with a very young Kiefer. You can't see very well there, but it's a very young.
If you turn down your brightness, you can.
Well, no, I don't. I just put it closer.
Okay, that's good.
There we go.
And Kiefer said, "You're welcome. With a heavy heart, I tell you that my father, Donald Sutherland, has passed away. I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film, never daunted by a role, good, bad, or ugly. He loved what he did and did what he loved, and one can never ask for more than that. A life well lived." Yeah. I'll also throw on, there was a third, which it's the stereotype, bless you, of thirds.
Goes in threes.
Actor Taylor Wiley, known for his roles in Hawaii Five-0 and more comically Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He passed away at the age of 56. He, one of the favorite lines was, "Are those sad tissues or happy tissues?" and Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
And he before all that was a mixed martial artist. He was a sumo wrestler, and he is the very first UFC fight. It's him. He is the very first ever UFC fight, and Hawaiians went nuts when he walked out and he won that match. And had a big interview after. he was known as a teddy bear. And there was a story shared actually by Tanoi Reed, Rock's cousin and stunt double, who knew him growing up. And he had said that one day his dad had got him a Walkman. And he was so excited to have it. And Tanoi got bullied and his Walkman got taken away. And Tanoi's grandmother was like, your daddy spent lots of money on that. You need to find a way to get that back. And that evening, there's a knock at the door. And they open the door. Tanoi opens it, and it's Taylor with the Walkman in his hand. And he said, I got around the islands, some people bullied you, and that shit doesn't fly around here. Here you go, bro. And he got him his Walkman back for him. Was never asked to do it, was never told to do it. He just found out it happened and took care of him. That's the kind of guy he was. He kept peace on the island or made things right. The big cuddly teddy bear. So if you get a chance, he did Forgetting Sarah Marshall and was on Hawaii Five-0 for all 10 seasons and Magnum PI, the new version of it. So he did take Hawaiian roles roles in Hawaii whenever they popped up. So there's our 3.
All right. Anything else, Josh?
Nope, that is it. I just wanted to feel like I was participating.
Well, you can always comment and talk of the stories too with us. It's not like you don't have news. Shut the fuck up.
No, Josh. You sit there and you listen to what we say.
This is what you get.
Hey Josh, you don't have news. How about you go and ship as Steve's one of those three-quarter?
Please. Okay. And then sit in that corner way back there, way in the corner of your video. Yeah.
Steve, do you want to do your news first or mine?
I can do mine. Yeah. It's movie nerd stuff.
Hurry up.
Got it. So my news still pertains this week because the standings haven't changed. Your top 2 films in the box office are being the films that have started to say the saving of the theater. Inside Out 2 and Bad Boys Ride or Die. Inside Out 2 again takes the number 1 spot for the second week in a row. It has made a total of $728, just about $729 million worldwide. But for me, more exciting to hear, no offense, Inside Out 2, we saw it in theaters. It was fantastic. It was great. It made me, there's the emotions in there. It was emotions.
Don't worry. Don't get used to them. We only want mass appeal movies.
It was heavy. I know. More Mattel movies. Being the Bad Boys nerd that I am, I was very excited to see Bad Boys Ride or Die. There was a lot of writing on it, given that this is the first wide release of a film starring Will Smith since the ill-fated Oscars night. And many
what are you talking about?
Something at the Oscars.
I kid.
There were people out there saying, can he rebound? Is this the fading of Will's star? Is it over? It is not over. Bad Boys Ride or Die made its production budget in its first weekend worldwide, made $104 million. It is currently now at $289 million worldwide on a budget of $100. So Will still has his star. The Bad Boys name still carries weight with it. And having seen that one as well, I was surprised because I went both into Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die with the fear of, is this where it starts to, because Bad Boys 2 was such an insane sequel that is just fun to watch. You wonder, can Martin and Will still bring it? And both Bad Boys for Life and now this one, Bad Boys Ride or Die, I'm not tired of watching Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowry, get older, get older, and still remain, the best of friends through thick and thin. And I'm gonna make a quick comment on Bad Boys Ride or Die. There's a moment that actually loosely references the slap, because there's a questioning moment of Mike Lowry. Spoilers. I'm gonna say spoilers. Okay, spoilers. Mike is no longer believing he's bulletproof. He has things to live for now.
Oh.
And there's a moment in the finale.
That is not a reference.
I'm just saying. I'm going to call it news. I'm going to say it because there's a moment where Marcus has to snap him out of it. And I just thought it was funny because he slaps him numerous times. And I'm like, comedian Martin Lawrence is slapping Will Smith. The comedian slaps back. It's not actually a thing. I just thought it was funny seeing a comedian slap Will Smith back in that, but like 5 times in the face. It was comically done. It fires up.
It would have been a better. It would have been.
That's what you call a stretch.
It would have been a better reference.
I don't.
So,
comedian.
Steve, have you seen? You've seen the. Speaking of connective tissue, Ian Grufford.
Yes, Mr. Fantastic.
The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
There's a deleted scene. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's when Jessica Alba and him are walking on the pier, and it's like I think they have their powers already at this point.
Okay.
And he's kind of because in this story, Susan Storm's been with Dr. Doom as his assistant for many years, and he and Reed's always been like, "You never liked me." She's like, "I never liked him." She's like, "What? I thought you liked more masculine men." And then he does like a chin thing. In the deleted scenes, they actually turned his face into Hugh Jackman.
Nice.
So while Lowry is like having his, if he envisioned Chris Rock, then it would have been like that's the reference.
Whatever. Comedian slap Will. Otherwise, that whole scene is fantastic because what comes after it, Run DMC's playing for a reason. It's just fantastic. It's Bad Boys Ride or Die did not let down.
So I would want to say what I wanted to say when you brought it up. Bad Boys, Batman.
Yes.
Batman Returns.
Yes.
Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2.
Yes.
What is their third movie called?
Oh,
Batman Forever.
They've joked.
Bad Boys for Life.
They've joked about this.
That should be the fucking fourth one. It's like,
they
why?
joked about it. There's literally a reel of Will and Martin admitting, "Yeah, we should have named this one Bad Boys for Life. We didn't plan that. It just happened. But go see Bad Boys Ride or Die." They literally admit to the mistake and that it should have been the other way around.
And then what happens in the third Batman? Robin shows up.
Yeah.
Batman Robin. The last one. Batman, I was like, everyone who's in charge of the tiling department, just fucking resign. Let me take your jobs. Because also, fucking Halloween, Michael Myers. That's all you needed to fucking call it instead of Halloween 2018, which is the sequel to Halloween 1976. Like, what the fuck is this? Candyman 2019 is the sequel to Candyman 1991.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. This is dog water. This is some bullshit.
The vindication for Reggie that occurs in this movie.
Okay, but
chitty bang bang, motherfucker.
I say this to your point of like, is this the point where when Fast and Furious got their director, and if Adil and Bilal want to be the Bad Boys directors, this could be the chance for them to Fast and Furious.
They could.
And this could be like, and to me, I think the best thing that they could do,
Reggie and
they're slowly doing it with Vanessa and Ludwig guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, start expanding the crew. And Bad Boys is just the moniker. It's like all you guys are bad boys.
And they tried that already before these. With Gabrielle Union's character, her and Alba were gonna have their spinoff. They put it on a channel like no one had. It was like I couldn't find it. Like I would have watched it if I could get the channel, but
TNT Action Now only on the CBS app. What the
fuck? Yeah. I'm like, I want to see Marcus's sister live her own thing, but no, so they're trying. But what they got?
Well, you don't spin off. You just grow the team. Until it reaches critical mass, and you have to Hobbs and Shaw.
I think you got to bring Gabrielle Union back eventually because she was such a badass character in the sequel.
Jessica Alba has a new movie out right now that's #1 on Netflix, and it's called like Trigger Warning or whatever the fuck. And I'm like,
the 12-year-old me who was gifted Bad Boys on VHS for Christmas by his cousins who didn't tell my parents ahead of time.
You just want to see Tia Leone come back, I know.
Is loving this so much. I would like to see Tia Leone, like, even just a small scene reprising her role for a brief moment. I would, because they did that in this one. Like, you got two people who were in previous films back in this, and they made references to the last two.
Which I really enjoyed.
I did too. I like that. Even though detectives who were only in the first movie, the rival Latin detectives that always joked with Marcus and Mike, they even get referenced in this one. So I loved seeing that. It was great nostalgia while also giving us a whole new angle with the boys. Bad Boys continue
well,
on.
the thing
I
is like
loved
this.
it.
It's like it feels like it's part of its own franchise. Where like the thing I get really upset with is that in order for me to enjoy Spider-Man, like how to take down Iron Man, I have to have watched Empire Strikes Back. So you're like counting on the fact that I've watched other things.
Yeah.
So you're like your scripting is based on the strength of cultural knowledge versus Bad Boys is like, if you fucking watch these movies, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh shit, okay, okay, we understand that they've established this world of Miami. I'm like, I like that.
These directors, the way they film some of these action scenes are just,
camera work is insane.
They took whatever Michael Bay has done and then made their own thing out of it. And
Michael Bay's cameo there was great.
I love that he still continues to cameo in these, even though he's not involved in them anymore.
I mean, that's great. That's cool. But that's also like, and that's why to me, I'm kind of like, I think I call bullshit on the fact that Batgirl was unwatchable.
Yeah, the way they filmed these action scenes, all I can think of was what would those Batgirl action scenes look like, seeing how badass these Bad Boys action scenes have been. Like, I can only imagine how amazing those Batgirl scenes would have been, but I guess it was unwatchable.
And yet, somehow we got the Flash movie.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Inside Out 2 hit the feels. I had one complaint that had nothing to do with the movie. It was with Regal Cinema. Can I go on? You know what? No, wait, Tom. Do your news. I'll come back with my rant on Regal Cinema in the specific theater.
Okay. So before before the kind of I guess big Hollywood scope tragedies, or not just tragedies, just like losses that happened. There was something that was really close to home for me. Was a YouTube personality, creator, filmmaker, videographer, whatever you want to call him. But the Comicstorian, I forgot to mention this last week, but Ben, who I've always known him as Benny. I never interacted with the guy, but thanks to Capes Crusaders, there's always a chance to be like, okay, if you want to make a comic book podcast, you should probably look at the market and see what people are doing. If you're going to get involved in any piece of work, you should probably interact with the pieces of work around you that are in that same field. And Comicstorian and Comics Explained are, to me, the 1-2 punch of the comic book YouTube scene, the comic book creator scene. All these fucking TikTok influencers who just talk about comic book movies can't hold a fucking candle to these guys who read the thing, talk about the movies, how they might get influenced, actually knows the subject matter of the stories. Comicstorian in that regard would do dramatic rereads of these stories. It was always great to like read a book and then play one of his videos, and so you could hear it being performed, especially when we had to do episode assignments that Barry would have for us. And Comics Explained, Rob, his friend, would not do that necessarily, but he would just kind of like tell you the story beat by beat and then kind of say the implications of why these plot points are important. So it was kind of, again, I don't know if they ever would say they're the 1-2 punch, but Rob from Comics Explained had a nice video talking about the mourning of his friend, partner, and he was saying, like, we grew exponentially faster than any other YouTube channel ever had the right to do. I think they got like past, I think they're past 5 million subscribers a pop, and usually that happens over like 10 years, and they got that within like 3 to 4, which they were like, it was insane. It was insane times for them. But yeah, it really hit big in the comic book community. And I hate to be fucking gatekeepery, but it's like, this is the real comic book community, the people who aren't just like mean fans who want to only talk about the movie shit, but like people who want to read the stuff and want to support the stores and like don't fucking say shitty things to actors who just like, we like the stories, we want them to come out, we're happy that fucking someone gives a shit about these comic book characters now. So yeah, that really sucked for me. Next thing after that, the Penguin trailer came out on Max. Came out, and that shit was kind of crazy because I think it was everything I wished Gotham was. I always felt like there was this room to have a show about just the crime, and you call it Sopranos, call it Breaking Bad. We've done it before, and then if you do it in that world, it would just be so layered and done beautifully. And it's absolutely on the shoulders of Colin Farrell, just playing not a main character, not even a co-lead, but just, he is a supporting cast member in this great ensemble, and he fucking killed it. And now there's gonna be a whole show about it, and I'm like, this looks baller as fuck. And what else was there going on that I mentioned? There are some pictures today that dropped from the Superman set. And that's all I'm gonna say about them. The Steve's going to rant.
La Rata. Anyway.
I need to figure out your audio as Steve's. I do not know why it distorts. That's my rant. I need to figure it out. It's like science. I need to figure this out. I don't know what it is.
I connected the things.
I'm just like, this is we got to figure it out. Anyway, what's your rant? I'm curious because I like Regal, so now I'm like,
he's Oppenheimer trying to
stop playing too many ads before the movie.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, so damn it, now it's 2 rants. Side rant. Since Tom brought that part up, I do not like when you've shown me 4 trailers, which I love watching trailers
for the same theater.
Well, no. I mean, like movie. We get 4 movie trailers. The movies I want to see. I'm excited to see the trailers. We should go right into the movie now. No, then you show me a popcorn ad and a soda ad and a Sprite ad. Why would I go to the concessions now after the 4 trailers, knowing the movie is next? This is stupid. If you want me to go back and get concessions, you show Coca-Cola and the popcorn first, so I can run and get them while the trailers are playing, and I'm back in time for the movie. No, you show the movie trailers first. We used to be a country, goddammit. We used to be a country that would
we used to have the dollar menu
that would show commercials
Big
first.
Macs used to be big.
Then show you 4 movie trailers, and after that last trailer, movie time. No, now we have ads after the trailers. That's my side rant. Big rant.
Big old rant.
In line at the concession stand at a Regal Cinema, I won't say which one, fairly large city, not a massive city. Opening weekend of Inside Out 2. It is Saturday, 11 a.m. Big opening weekend, and you have a concession stand that has 6 registers and only 2 people are working them. And you eventually get the manager out, so it's 3 comes out. You have 4 lines. Why are there 4? I don't know. You have 4 lines that are going close to the door. Again, Inside Out opening weekend, family movie. Kids are going to be there in the daytime and nighttime with their parents. You would think, being those of us here that are descendants of the Steve Jobs retail business, okay, there used to be a thing where you scheduled light during the week and scheduled heavy on the weekends or big opening product launches. You had everyone all hands on deck. You would think.
To be fair, I was never a descendant of Steve Jobs. I was a descendant of Tim Cook.
Tim Cook, yes, the apple tree
of Tim Apple,
the fruit stand tree. You would think that they would schedule light during Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, massive amounts of employees handle opening weekend. No, 2 employees and maybe the manager when he's ready.
No.
Handling the masses of families coming to watch Inside Out.
This isn't the way it's supposed to go.
Exactly, that was my Riddler moment. But yeah, that was my rant. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And again, this was a rarity. I went to go watch an IMAX. Usually we go to the theater that's nearest to us, which has always been easy to get concessions, get in the theater, no problem. This one, on the opening weekend, they said, put on the light squad. We're good.
No one wants to work. Everyone that is up there with the jobs to decide how work should be done. Yeah. What did I say at the beginning? Yeah. People are just people.
Yeah,
and you realize, like, man. Yeah. Again, and this is not to be mean. This is just straight facts. If you can't deal with straight facts, then I'm sorry. Life is going to hit you like a bag of bricks. Ouch. The average human is also dumber than the other half of the human race.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
So, and that average human, there are 50% dumber people than that person.
Yeah.
So just know there is literally a bell curve for everything.
I hit a level of rage where I was just like, this is my face. I was like, with my arms crossed. Like, it wasn't even an angry face. It was like, really? This is your
audacity face.
Yes. The audacity to schedule this light for an opening Pixar weekend. All right. Give me my damn popcorn and Reese's Pieces.
To be fair, I
want the Reese's Pieces.
To be fair, I think Wish and what the fuck is Elemental didn't give a lot of people a lot of hope that people are going to watch the movies. And you know, it's like, honestly, going to the movies now and then box office like is such a crapshoot, I think.
As I said, maybe that's changed. Maybe we got the Kickstart with Inside Out 2 and Bad Boys. We'll see. We got Twisters coming in July.
We mean the Kickstart?
I mean, I was reading articles that this was a great jump for the movie, for the box office with Bad Boys.
And what the fuck was Barbenheimer?
No, I mean, that was last year. We're talking about 2024, for the year of 2024. That's what I meant. Sorry.
It's just, to me, the narrative has been, in a post-pandemic world, the theaters is hard to like go to. World. And I'm like, there's a lot of reasons to say yes, and there's a lot of reasons to say no. Honestly, it's just people don't have proper data, and they can't really forecast like what's going to be a big hit and what's not. Like, that's honest truth to God. I'm like, I think the data is so skewed now.
Yeah.
Because then you also have like people being hired, like you have a bunch of TikTokers with 7 billion fucking followers getting hired to walk red carpets to promote movies that still flop.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear shit about Inside Out 2. Fucking gangbusters, right? I couldn't tell you how many times I heard about Furiosa. Fucking nothing. I don't know. I don't know. So it's like I think this whole thing is fucking skewed, and like it's not bad.
It's all about
like,
spin,
I'm mad,
baby.
It's not bad in the sense of like I'm mad that these movies aren't doing well or movies are doing well. It's like it's bad because it's like now people can't make proper projections, and then now like. And it's like, well, then people are going to be like, cool, that means risky films just have no chance.
Yep.
And then movies that are supposed to do big are now risks. So
I just realized, like, I was looking at the kind of the Netflix breakdown of what's like there, and I'm like, there's not a lot going on the past like year or so. I mean, yeah, we've had a couple of strikes, but I'm like,
I think the only big thing that coming up is the Beverly Hills Cop sequel next week on Netflix.
Is that next week?
I hear
that's next July 3rd.
I hear it is good.
I want to see it. I mean, it's Beverly Hills Cop. Sorry, I went long on that. Aside from the concession stand, I still adore going into a theater, sitting in the theater, watching the movie on the big screen. It's still one of my favorite things to do. Just better staffing on the weekends during an opening weekend of a Pixar film. That's all.
Should we have 12 minutes left of the episode. Shall we answer a few questions?
Too much ranting.
Episode? This is going on a feed?
What the deuce? This is going on a YouTube channel?
This wasn't a meeting?
Okay. If you would like to submit your questions, head on over to nerdon.tv/Discord. There are channels within there. The best way, really my favorite way, is if you join the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon. That allows us to keep doing this, to make more content, potentially. And you also get secret channels, private secret channels on our server where you can submit questions as well. And you can ask questions like Mamba, Black Devil Mamba, but just always Mamba now to me. Can you explain the last time that you took a photo that was for fun or nostalgia, and would you want to recreate it with other people? Can you explain the last time that you took a photo that was for fun or nostalgia, and would you want to recreate it with other people?
Mamba, I live in a place called Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
The Angels.
And in the year of someone else's God, 2024.
Some God.
If you didn't take a picture of it it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
If you didn't take a picture of you being happy, you're not happy.
I'm not happy.
If you didn't post it, it didn't happen.
I didn't go to the gym. Nope.
There are too many pictures I have taken.
Yeah.
For fun, those are the pictures you never see. Because those are for me.
Dirty. Oh.
Nostalgia. Absolutely not. Nostalgia is a place to visit, not to live. And
also Inside Out too. Yeah.
Is it?
It's a running gag. There's a nostalgia feeling that's fantastic in there.
But yeah, I mean, I like to take pictures of like, I don't know, images I want to see in movies. And I used to actually take a lot of pictures of that and then post it onto my social media. And then via algorithm, no one liked it. And I was like, okay, I don't need to post these up for likes. I don't need to post these up at all. They're just for me. And they're also a chance for me to stretch my visual artistic, like, how would I want to show this? And sometimes they're like, this is my version of like some of the cutaway shots from an anime I've seen. The last shot I could recreate with other people, in particular this question, could it be when I saw Steve's last year Christmas time? We went to there and back.
Yes.
And I think pretty much David Barry has me in a headlocked hug.
Yes, this is true.
We could do that.
You were tapping out.
We could do that. And if anything, we could just recreate it, and it's a Steve's doing it, and the next year it'll be Amy doing it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. I'm always there's a face and there's a heel. Who's the person who just always gets beat up?
Depends on the story.
What if there's a character that's always just funny because they always get beat up? Like they even jump in and they're just kind of like a meme.
They've been both face and heel in those stories. Like it depends on the character.
That's me.
Could be either way.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just for the story. But,
I recreate. That's a moment I enjoyed when the times when the Capeless Crusaders went to movies together, and we watched both X-Men: Days of Future Past and Captain America: Civil War.
I don't think I was there for those.
You were there for those? You were the.
You know what I was there
Guardians,
for?
Guardians. You guys did Guardians. I was there for that one. Yeah, but those moments blend together.
I have the poster of Blade Runner 2049. Is that the only reason why I like the movie, but the only reason why it is up in this room is because it is the first movie that several members of Nerd On went to together. And it just holds a special place in my heart.
Nice.
I remember
that.
Infinity War.
For me, I take a lot of pictures of my garden, like of my vegetables and whatnot that I don't really post. Pictures of my dogs and cats and stuff like that. If I were to think of like photos that have been like recreated, like there's two in my life that I know. Like there was a photo of my dad and my bio dad and I, where I'm little. I'm really little, and I'm kind of like holding him from behind, and I'm like smiling and whatnot. And we recreated it when I was like in my mid 20s or something like that. It was. I have a picture of when my nephew, his name is Tristan, but we call him Trisket. When he was around like 4, he was running around the house, and I was playing with him. And then I grabbed him and I put him in a headlock. I had him like this, and I was going, shh, shh. And somebody took a picture of that, and it was like best uncle in the world. And I think we recreated it just this past summer. Now he's like, God, he's like 10 or like in his, like just about to be a teenager. Sorry. This is when nephews and people, I'm going to one of my cousin's weddings on Friday, and I'm like, I remember when you were born.
Wow.
The last of the single cousins in my family.
Now you are getting married, but you have also graduated from PA school. Like, this is not okay. This is not okay.
Wow.
Nope.
But good for you. Good for you.
Great job.
Great job. What about you, Steve's? Anything that comes to mind for you?
No.
Copy paste Tom's answer.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Are we going to B-Rad's kind of two-parter?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be our last question of the night.
Lots of questions.
Are 5 minutes. B-Rad asks
B-Rad?
in parentheticals, please answer the first part of this question before revealing the second part.
Whoa, okay.
Here's the first part.
Serious.
Pick your favorite media franchise.
Motherfucker.
You are welcome.
Goddamn.
You do
Thanks,
ask
B.
oodles of questions, B-Rad, and I love it.
Thanks, B-Rad. Thanks a lot, B-Rad.
He says
Media
with
franchise.
anger and vitriol.
The face that I have.
Oh,
in
okay.
the
I got it.
concession
I got
stand
it.
At Regal Cinema.
I got it. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll wait for you guys to answer yours, and then we'll get to the second part.
Okay, Tom. Thanks.
I was like, am I gonna have a problem with this? Like, nope, I'm not. Because I was like, oh, should I do Batman? No. Should I do Transformers? No. Avatar? No. I was like, oh, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball. Yeah, that was a lot for me.
I think I have my answer. And I feel weird about my answer, but I'm going to say it because there is some innocence to it. Harry Potter, probably.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that.
Angela White.
What a franchise.
I feel like couldn't WW, like, couldn't that be like a media franchise?
It's fucking Jurassic Park.
It's like a battle between Jurassic Park and Dark Knight right now. That's what
let's say Jurassic Park, because that's
Dark Knight. I mean, media franchise. Batman isn't a media franchise. DC's part of that. Like, he's part of the DC. franchise.
It covers all. Okay.
It's Jurassic Park. Let's be fair.
Jurassic Park.
Okay, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Dragon Ball Z. Okay, here's the next part. Imagine that only one more new project can release in that franchise before it ends forever. What would you like that thing to be? Who's making it? Is it a movie, game, comic? What's the basic story? Whatever comes to mind.
It's a movie. Akira Toriyama just passed away. Toyotaro, who has been like his protege, who's been filling in as like the lead animator and story artist, I think. I don't read the manga, but Akira Toriyama really did everything he could in the Dragon Ball, and then in the Z era, he elevated and upgraded it and all that stuff, and turned it to something different. And there's, I think, I forget the Sand show he did, but Akira Toriyama really liked the storytelling, the adaptation of Journey to the West, the very like comedy but drama and emotional storytelling mixed in with the action, mixed in with the combat stuff. And Dragon Ball Z just took all the combat stuff and made it what it is today, as influential as it is. And with Super, a lot of people had been saying that there was a lot of criticism towards it because, it kind of took back seats. Things stopped becoming so intense, but the stakes were larger. But the latest movie that he was really involved in Dragon Ball franchise is called Dragon Ball Super Heroes. And it kind of had this really beautiful exposition drop at the beginning of like, this is the story so far and where all these characters have gone and how they've been. So I think how I would end the Dragon Ball Z franchise or Dragon Ball franchise, which it is going to end, I think after this next saga, it's done. Like, all the people from Dragon Ball Z, like, the creator's gone. It's done. We're not going to make any more, even in his honor. We're just done. So the arc is finished and that's it. So if it could be finished, it'd be a movie. And in that movie, the Tournament of Power was very much this kind of like end game, so like victory lap kind of thing, where like all the best moments from the original franchise got to be kind of like relived in new context. But I would end it where GT starts. GT is an off-brand of Dragon Ball Z, where at the original end of the Dragon Ball Z show, a fan wanted to continue the storytelling, because the original show ends with, imagine whatever franchise you're about to talk about, imagine the main character ending the show with, I'm going to find someone new to train and then take over and become the main character, and then someone was like, cool, we're going to continue that story and then just make it all about the first original main character. So like, imagine if Creed was like, cool, we're going back to Rocky. It's like, no. But yeah, I would end it where Goku and Vegeta find new proteges that can continue the line of being like Earth's protectors or blah blah, or maybe it's about the continuation of the Saiyan race, because now there's more than just one Saiyan. They're no longer the last of their kind. And thirdly, tried to honor what Akira Toriyama originally wanted. It was that the human spirit is undoubtedly has more potential power than the main characters. The main characters always are just going to be stronger because they love to fight and they have that warrior spirit in them. But the human spirit has more potential to be the most powerful good thing in the universe. That's that. Quest for peace. Throw the nukes into the sun.
Cheaper Superman suit. Got it. Yes.
I didn't say that. If I say anything, I will get canceled.
That blue looks a little more faded in the fourth one than the previous. Weird.
It looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy recycled suit.
It looks like PJs. Anyway, love Christopher Reeve, but the suit stands out in 4 compared to the first 3. Last Jurassic Park story,
it's 50,000 years in the future. No. Dinosaur scientists get a mosquito and then make a human. No. It's Jeff Goldblum.
That was my second idea. What a
time travel.
Time travel. DeLorean. Put a raptor in it. As amazing as the movies are, they're the reason I wanted to somehow find a way to be writing my own stories watching those movies. The one thing they lacked in the movies was the darker tone and the science that Michael Crichton had in his original 2 novels. The point of the Jurassic Park and the Lost World was that these tactics, no matter how earth-shattering, no matter how scientifically amazing they were not going to last. There was going to be something, the chaos theory that Malcolm keeps bringing up, that's going to make this not work. Whether it's, they could say because Dennis Nedry, if he wasn't hired, everything would be fine. No, something else would have been a problem. There's something that never works in here. And the thing that never actually used anymore in the movies that was referenced a lot in the books was the lysine contingency. How if the dinosaur is not provided with enough lysine, they die off. They need to find lysine to survive. With the book The Lost World, when they're on Site B, the second island, they see the dinosaurs surviving. They're finding a way to get the lysine, but the dinosaurs are not as well. It's like a distorted version of dinosaurs. They're darker. They're more scavenger-like for the dinosaurs that aren't scavenger. There's dinosaurs that aren't caring about their offspring.
It's like late-stage capitalism for dinosaurs.
Maybe. The dinosaurs don't show any caring toward their offspring like they do in the first movie, like they do show in the movie The Lost World, where the T-Rexes care about their baby. That doesn't happen in the book. The dinosaurs don't care. It's like there's a lack of a morality or an ethics in the animals, and Malcolm notices this, maybe. And so I would want to bring that element back in, because right now in the movies the dinosaurs are all roaming around. I would want to bring in that lysine issue where maybe it's creating a virus that's affecting other animals, and that the dinosaur's existence is actually causing an ecological an eco problem for the animals we have right now.
It's dinosaurs and zombies. Oh my god!
Late stage capitalism.
It's it's Jurassic Park, but you throw in the outbreak and the contagion element in there, where the dinosaurs sadly aren't allowed to exist anymore.
Zombie and dinosaur apocalypse at the same time.
I wasn't going zombie.
Money to no, I'm filling it in. No.
Oh, okay. I just loved the lysine issue that is referenced in the books. And again, the movies are meant to be fun.
But
Great.
doesn't Walter White put the ricine in the thing?
No, that's a different thing. Lysine contingency. The thing that made Hammond all mad in the first movie. People are dying. Now, you please shut down the system. Muldoon references it. Anyway. Sam Jackson explains what the lysine does to the dinosaurs. It's very brief in the movies, but I would just like to make that play a part because Michael Crichton was always big about these big ecological acts that happen that cause issues in the stories.
Some of his
and I feel
books
and
have
prologues
that are just explaining the science of what we're about to read. Or like
that's what Michael Crichton did.
Yeah, no, I know. I started reading a lot of Crichton over the past couple of years, and I'm like, when you get into his really sciencey books, he's like, here's the science and the ecological why you should care.
Researched here's a motherfucker. Yeah, here's the book. Yeah,
but doesn't he also like senpais and kohais?
Different story. That no.
I am your kohai.
Like Mr. DNA was the way to give us all the information in a short amount of time. When in the book it was 10 pages, and that's why they made Mr. DNA because no one's going to sit through that in the movie. In the book, you will. Anyway, that's what I would do with the Jurassic Park series and make that the last film because the dinosaurs have to basically be wiped out. And I thought it would be cool to go back to Site B, the island from the Lost World.
Isla Nublar?
No, that's the first island. Site B is Isla Sorna.
Isla Zors?
Sorna. Sorna. Sleep like slumber.
Mouth sores? What? No.
Mouth sore. It is a mouth sore. That's it.
Isla Estevez.
That's my island. Yes, it's mine.
I will finish this out. I wouldn't. There are two options. There's either A, do an actual film version of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is the play that is a 2-part play, and it's great. The other option is I wouldn't mind having a new movie that takes place when they're adults and have all the original cast. And it's okay that some people are passed away, but I also was reminded that Helen McCrory is dead, and it just made my heart drop, and now I'm broken again. I wouldn't mind I would take a Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I think that would be really interesting. It's a really cool story with time travel and all sorts of stuff and all that kind of stuff. But anyway.
Can I throw in an element there?
Sure.
Hermione, played by Angela White.
I didn't
got her in there.
Not that. Not.
Yeah, did it. Yeah.
That's called Honey Potter, not Harry Potter.
Did it. That's my Brad Pitt in the Mexican celebration. I win. Yeah.
The guy who's not allowed to see his kids.
That guy, yeah, that's the one. Rusty Ryan.
I don't.
The dad that his kids are changing their last names to not be.
That's the guy.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching our show. If you are new, I'm sorry, but also welcome.
He's about to give him that bump.
Okay, so check us out on the YouTubes. All of our episodes go there. Check out our website, nerdon.tv. Why don't we look for somebody to raid while we're doing this? If we want to raid, you
it's thanking time.
Who are raiding, Brad? Jesus.
That was loud.
That was really loud. I heard it in someone else's headphones.
It's Angela White.
Jesus Christ. All right. We are going to raid over to. I hate the new raids, the raid menu. This shit sucks butt.
Yes, it does.
Thanks, Switch.
Yep.
Jack Patillo is live with content warning.
Papatui.
Let's look up Jack Patillo. There you go. Content warning. The what are they okay, are they cool? Okay, we're not gonna say Angela White. That was gonna be the raid phrase, but it's gonna be
Phoenix Murray.
It's gonna be lysine. What,
Nice.
Jesse? Where's the lysine?
Nice. Good. I like it.
Right,
Oh my
right.
I like it.
gosh. Okay.
All right,
I like it.
sing us out, Josh.
Oh my goodness gracious. Again, everybody, you take care of yourselves this week. It is getting hot here in the California. Take care of wherever you are in the world. Drink water, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's it. You know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.
You are a wizard.